What's going on, guys? Here we are today, and it is, what day is it? August 12th, and I think August 11th or August 10th. I told you Storj was a good pick, and luckily I got in before the boom. But don't think this is the last of the booms, and let's just kind of ignore the price for now. I want to talk about what Storj is, why I actually like Storj after doing my investigations. I've read the whole white paper a couple times now, and we'll dive into that so you can learn everything about Storj and then decide if you want to back a project like this. As always, guys, put your Waves address below and we'll send you free Chill coin, which is the coin that powers the Chill project, blockchain's first marketing platform. Now, this is the type of project we want to market, Storj, because it's actually a great project. They've got a really good team. Let's just dive into it. So first and foremost, I went through the white paper. It's a very, very good white paper. Now, it is very kind of developer-y, but let me just give you a brief overview of what Storj is. So essentially, it's a peer-to-peer storage. So instead of using Dropbox or Google Drive, you would actually be hosting all your files on other people's spare space. So, like right here, I have a terabyte of space. If I wanted to say I want to give out half that space to the Storj network, then it would literally, I would get paid in Storj coin, and other people can store their stuff on my space. Now, like me, for example, I'm not the perfect candidate because I don't have a stack of servers with terabytes of space. But for those people who have, terabytes that they can lend out, they earn Storj in return, and it makes it a lot cheaper for the user, and it just gets rid of that third party, which is, the Dropbox or the Google Drive, right? So it's pretty interesting, and it seems very needed. If we go over to the pricing, it's actually much cheaper than, AWS, which is Amazon's web services, or Microsoft Azure, and I'm sure it's cheaper than iCloud because everything's cheaper than iCloud. But that's essentially what it is. It's a peer-to-peer storage system, so we don't have to mess with the third parties anymore. So to me, that's a great idea because number one, you're saving a lot of money, and number two is just like, why do we need all these third parties, right? So that being said, if you do lease your space, you do get paid in Storj tokens, Storj coins, whatever you want to call them. And everything is fully encrypted before it leaves your computer. So if you want to store something on the Storj network, it all gets encrypted so nobody can see it, right? And then it goes like a piece over here, a piece over there, a piece over there, a piece over there. So even if somebody were able to like hack onto their own servers where your information is stored, they're still not going to be able to see the whole story because they're only going to have a piece of it, and it's encrypted, so they can't even open it. So it's super safe. It's actually supposed to be safer than AWS, Google Drive, although simply because it's encrypted, spread out everywhere, and there's no third party that kind of has access to it. So that's pretty much what the white paper goes over. The white paper actually goes a lot deeper into like the developer side of it, which is a bit over my head, but I do appreciate the depth they go because I understand this is a network that developers are creating. We're kind of investing in good projects, right? But it's good to see that this is led by developers because that's what it is, right? So go ahead and dive deep into their white paper. It's 30 pages long. It'll probably take you 30, 45 minutes to read. I wrote it. I think I was riding a bike for like 5 miles, standalone bike, reading this today. Read it a couple of times, like I said. One thing I really appreciate about their white paper is the last 5 pages or so is just about potential ways they could mess up or hacks that could come on and how they would refute those hacks and like battle those hacks. And that's a really great thing to do in a white paper because it shows that you've already looked at the other side. Like, what if something goes wrong, right? So I really like that of them. And then the pricing's clear. It's a better price system than AWS, so that makes sense to me. Is it going to be a 5-year play? Yes, of course. I mean, if it's not going to be a 5-year play, I'm not looking at it. So now let's move on to the team. The team is very good. It's a U.S. based team, I believe. I know they have something in Atlanta because down here it shows they're registered in Atlanta, Storj Labs Inc. So it's a company, right? But I also know they're hiring in San Francisco, Salt Lake City. They have a very solid team here. You can dive deeper into this, but this is always a great sign because yes, they have a good vision, they have a good platform, but do they have the team to execute? And I think they do. Now let's move on to social. They have a good social presence. They post on Twitter quite a bit. Every few days they could do more, definitely. They have a Reddit that's extra active today, of course, simply because it just like doubled or tripled in price. So I expect that. But overall, it looks like they have a very solid community if we just keep going back. And community is so big because it's one thing to have a great platform, but if you have a community that all believes in that platform is going to just continue to grow. Their Facebook's looking good as well. My question is, are they running Facebook ads? That's what we do, Show Project. We run Facebook ads, a ton of Facebook ads, because we already have all the people who are interested in coins, right? So that's my question for them is, are they running Facebook ads yet? Because they could really keep telling their story just to a small segment of people who are actually interested in it, right? So that will be a question I have for them. And then they have a Medium, so that's good. They're blogging. It looks like they don't blog too much, but it's something, right? And then they have an angel.co, which is cool because it shows that they're just actually kind of a company that's raising money. You can watch their video. It'll explain kind of what I told you in just more of a nutshell. And then let's look at the last thing. Let's see here if I have some other notes. So one reason, let's talk about this huge boom right here. So you can see it goes literally straight up. And this is always a caution. Like, I don't buy if it goes straight up because I know what's going to happen. It's going to retract, but that doesn't mean it's a bad project. It only gives it life, right? If it goes straight up, it'll probably retract probably 50, 60%, but it doesn't mean it's a bad project at all. I mean, it's showing good signs. Just a couple of days ago it was a $50 million market cap, and now it's 136 million, so almost triple, which is insane. And I expect it to come down a little bit more, and that's when I'll probably be buying more. I got in early, luckily, at the 50 cent range, and it's going to come back down just because that's how markets work. Markets are efficient, and that's just how they work. So, why did it boom yesterday, though? That's a question. I was reading through Reddit, and somebody made a really good point. It's probably because Filecoin. So Filecoin is pretty much kind of a competitor to them. They're trying to do the whole decentralized storage, going after Dropbox and Google Drive. But they're in Silicon Valley, and they did an ICO and raised $200 million in like an hour or something. So VCs are waking up to two ICOs, which is a really good sign. But this is probably why Storj boomed, because they see, oh, Filecoin. Let's see if I don't think Filecoin is on here. No, it's not on CoinMarketCap. But they see, oh, Filecoin just raised 200 million in, an hour, and Storj's market cap still at 50 million. So there's a big difference there. And then you look at the Storj team, their white paper, and it's actually like a very legit project. So that's clearly why it probably boomed, because Filecoin just raises 200 million and Storj essentially needs to catch up. And I'm starting to see a trend with these like really good projects that are around like 40 to 60 million dollar market cap. They seem to boom to the 200s, and 200 million is starting to be almost like the new norm for like a low good project. I don't know. That's just total hypothesis, but that's what I'm seeing thus far with like Storj and some other projects I'll talk about later. But the main question is, do I think this is going to be here in 5 years? Because if it's not going to be here in 5 years, there's no reason to waste time on it. There's no reason to watch it, put your money in, whatever. I'm not a day trader. I'm going long. I'm going long on everything. So I do think this is going to be here in 5 years, simply because it has a great community. It's a great platform, and there's high switching costs, right? So this is going to be their, also their biggest obstacle, because businesses are already on Google Drive. They're on, don't worry about people, but like worry about businesses, because that's where the money is, right? People and businesses are on Google Drive, they're on Dropbox, whatever, right? There's a high switching cost to that. Now, Storj has a way to just like quickly switch people over from Google Drive to Dropbox. That's great. You'll onboard a bunch of people. But that being said, if once they do get a lot of files on storage, they're going to continue to grow just like Dropbox continue to grow. Because once you start using a service, you don't really want to spend a whole day or a whole weekend switching all your company's files over to another service. So that being said, they're one of the first trying to decentralize this, so they're going to get some early adopters. They have a very good community. And then the last thing I want to go over here is a good time to buy. In my personal opinion, if you're holding for 5 years, any time is a good time to buy for Storj. But that being said, I would wait a little bit just because we just went straight up, right? If you go straight up, you're going to go straight back down. It's a fairly new coin as well. Let's see, I think they launched on the 2nd of July. So yeah, proceed with caution for sure. Watch it for the next week or two, see if it evens out. If you just can't wait and you do plan on holding for 5 years, then it's a good time to buy for sure. But if you want the optimal buy, wait for it to go down a bit more or flatten out. That being said, hey, you might miss out. I don't know. I don't control the markets. That's just my opinion and my strategy. As you can see, I bought right here when it was a little flatter. It showed some growth and then it flattened out here. It even went down a bit. Did I buy there? Yeah, I think I bought 58-ish. So essentially, don't buy on the straight up. So like, don't buy last night. And it should be starting to find a price here in the next few days. But other than that, guys, like I said, Storj is a solid project. These are my reasons why. Go ahead and post your Waves address below for your free chill coin. If you want to turn this video into a Steam It post, by all means go ahead and we'll send you 10 times as much chill. Just go ahead and post that Steam It post below and then make sure to link this video in that post. Just trying to think of some more ways to give out chill to the community. As we are trying to be blockchain's first marketing platform and really get the word out there for projects, not just on their ICOs, but like actually get people using their services like Storj. They have an obstacle now, they raised a bunch of money. Now they have to figure out how to get users and companies to use their storage space. And that's what we're really trying to attack here. So if you believe in that mission, then go ahead and post your chill below, your Waves address below, and we'll send you some chill. Other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you in the next one. All right. Have a great day.